Welcome back, gamers. You might notice two things, that I've got new drip and that a certain dwarf cleric is missing. We didn't split up the ultimate trio. There is no love triangle going on that caused Kilf to leave because my lizard friend Kaz only has eyes for me, but Kilf has eyes for him. None of that has happened. Kilf has gone on vacation, the lucky bastard. I say lucky bastard in the most loving way possible. I will explain my new drip later, but for now, just enjoy it. Being away from Everquest for 17 days to make the previous video was not the greatest idea. Mind you, the previous episode is doing extremely well, so well it surpassed the second episode in views. Staying away from the game for 17 days was a huge mistake, because I practically forgot how to play the game at a competent level. So in the future, starting with this episode, I'm not taking off a huge amount of time to make videos. But rather I'll manage my time. This is in order to prevent the following blunders from happening again. Oh man, did this game ever fucking destroy us upon our return. It wasn't like last time, where I really shouldn't have been killing giants in 𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗 woods at level 21. No, this time, our failure is due to sheer incompetence. Both Kaz and I were excited to return to the game. We did so a day before the third video was set to be released. Full of piss and vinegar, we made way to High Keep. Its entrance is to the east of High Pass Hold. In order to get there, we needed to go east in eastern Firiona. The plan at the time was to camp there until level 42. There were two problems presented to us when we reached High Keep. The first problem was, there were a fuck ton of people there. The second problem was, neither of us knew this place particularly well. In my case, I've never been there. The online guide was next to useless because I couldn't navigate my way out of a paper bag. The guards and citizens were also hostile to Kaz, because everyone hates 6R. At least that's what the lore tells us. Personally, they are my second favorite race in this game. We ended up wading through a field of green con NPCs in order to find the spot where the guide says we should camp, but quite frankly we could not find it. We probably couldn't find it due to my terrible sense of direction, which will continue to be the bane of both of our existences in the future. Yes, that's some epic foreshadowing there. Needless to say, we left due to how crowded the zone was. Kaz ended up finding his way back to North Firiona, while I used my gate spell. Rupa, a fellow guildmate, ported us to the Emerald Jungle for our next destination, which I was extremely hesitant to go into, and you will know why if you are familiar with the place. You see, a few days before coming back we discussed where we were going to level. Kaz suggested 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗 and Field of Bone. I actually knew about this place somewhat from a Twitch stream I watched while recording for the second video. Knowing the nature of the dungeon, I suggested a few other alternatives. High Keep was one of them. Well, now it was Kaz's turn to suggest a dungeon, so we ported to Emerald Jungle with the intent of going to 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗. You see, the sadist who designed 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗 is a fucking puppy compared to the sadist who designed 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗. They may be the same person, I don't know, to be honest. 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗 is a one-way street. If you go in, the only way to get out is to go through the dungeon and find the exit. I could obviously gate out, but for those who can't gate, once you go in, there are only two ways you are coming out. Either by killing a fuck ton of mobs on the way to the exit, or by dying. I'm sure there are a number of people who like this dungeon. I'm not one of those people. Upon falling into the hole, I knew that we had to commit to our choice. Again, the only way out is by going through the dungeon and finding the exit. Upon killing a few spiders, both Kaz and I had a massive case of buyer's remorse. The spiders, well, Blue Cond had a poison that kicked Kaz's ass. The entire time while fighting the spiders, the only thing to cross my mind is we're fucked. Once buyer's remorse settled in for Kaz, he suggested that we should find the exit. This was in fact a big mistake. We both dropped down a big hole into a fuck ton of mobs, and died. Well shit, my biggest fears had manifested themselves. I don't blame Kaz and his curious nature, as you won't really learn how much this dungeon sucks until you go into it. He saw a leveling spot that could work out. After all, you never really know until you try. Our next problem wasn't getting experience. Our next problem was finding a way to fish out our corpses. I posted in Guild that we needed help fishing out our corpses. Our Lord and Savior on this day came to our rescue. 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗, a fellow guildmate, came all the way out to Field of Bone, and got our corpses out of that death trap. It took him a while, because well, I have a shit sense of direction and forgot which hole we went down. But we got our stuff. I suppose that is the silver lining to this day. Come hell or high water, we always got our shit back. Both Kaz and I are extremely grateful for your help on that day, 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗. It was actually 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗 who gave us the idea for our next spot, 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗. Immediately there was a major downside to this zone. The closest place Kaz could find was all the way in Freeport. So we had to run all the way from Firiona to 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗 Swamp. We needed to go north from 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗 Swamp to the southern desert of 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗜𝗘𝗗. We continued north into my old stomping grounds, the Oasis of Mar. Further north into the northern desert of 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗, we took the exit that led to the eastern Commonlands Tunnel. I bound Kaz at the camp just outside of Freeport. So if Kaz died, he'd have to make that run or find a port back to the Firiona. I opted to gate back, as I was bound at the Druid Ring. I ran into 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗 and waited for Kaz to return to the zone. The plan of action was to find our way to number 2 on the map, the Arkan Pyramid. As a duo comprised of rusty as fuck players, I can say this was not the move. Not only did we spend all of our time killing green conned mobs in the maze, but because it's a maze I got lost. There are these annoying 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗 mobs that heal. I hate mobs that heal with a fucking passion, because they just seem to have a bottomless pool of mana. You end up in long fights with them, and when they are close to dying they just heal themselves back up. It's extremely annoying. It was during this fight that I didn't notice the lizard guys behind me. Let me tell you something, awareness of one's surroundings is a key thing to survival. As you can tell by the ending of this fight, I was not aware of my surroundings. Fuck, we died again. I then got to enjoy fishing our corpses out of this place. Due to the maze it took me an hour to do so. I also died again, because the mobs at the entrance to the Arkan Pyramid can detect invisibility. For the last ditch effort of the day, we decided to go to Wraith Mountains and kill giants. We're good at killing giants after all. Right? We died twice. I died an extra time while running to my corpse thanks to an ogre bouncer. We managed to stay level 35, but we lost more experience than we gained. My next death would set me back to level 34. It was an extremely demoralizing first day back. It served as a lesson to me, don't take 17 days off the fucking game you fucking moron. It was because of this day that I decided to reapproach the way I was going to tackle the videos. Hence why these videos are taking a little longer to get out. The next day when we logged on, the plan of action was to go back to Mistmoore, as we could fight at the castle entrance until level 38. That morning we went to the Druid Ring in the Firiona. First I should apologize, I did it again. I forgot to hit the fucking record button. But I'll detail what happened via this handy map of 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗. Ahem, you see, being away from the game for 17 days I became complacent. I thought to myself on that Friday morning, well shit son, I'm level 35. I can just stroll past all of these mobs, they won't get in my way because my massive level 35 dick will slap them silly. You see, it turns out on this Friday morning. Okay, let's cut to the chase. I'm a fucking idiot. I ran past this camp rather than running around it. They've all seen Pulp Fiction and reenacted the Marcellus Wallace sodomy scene on my level 35 ass. I still wake up screaming in the middle of the night because of what happened on that Friday morning. Oh look, I'm level 34 again. Well fuck.
I'm taking over. This gag is fucking old already, stop using it. Seriously, the guy writing this script is all out of original ideas. I think he's brought up that scene from Pulp Fiction in every fucking video. Watch another movie for fuck's sakes. While you are at it, go outside and get a life, you fucking weeb. Your mother worries about you non-stop. No wonder you're the black sheep of the family, you fucking degenerate. How are you supposed to give her grandchildren if you do nothing but play this fucking game? Read manga, watch anime and make videos. Sorry for this little outburst, but this guy fucking pisses me off. He's unoriginal and really needs to get laid.
What the actual fuck was that? Well, I'm just going to ignore and suppress whatever that was. Ahem, anyway, I lost my level, I'm now back at level 34. Well fuck. I ran back through 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗, this time while invisible. Since Kaz and I did not know where the entrance to the castle was, we opted to fight our way there. In the tunnel near the graveyard, there is a complete clusterfuck of mobs. Kaz wondered if he could pull just one of them, instead he ended up pulling 4 mobs. I could have routed the mobs one by one to let Kaz kill them one at a time, but my tiny brain, which had not experienced this game in over 17 days, did not come to this conclusion. Looking back at this footage really pisses me off, because I just let Kaz face tank all 4 mobs. What did I do? I fucking attacked the mob Kaz was fighting. I didn't cast a spell. Aside from my most powerful healing spell. This clip right here, where I use up half of my mana and run away, makes me want to step back in time and bitch slap myself for being so fucking useless. This is why I don't take breaks from the game to make these videos anymore. I didn't even throw up a slow. It's safe to say I was as useful as a wet paper bag right there. After that embarrassment we were pulling from the tunnel, rather than at the proper castle entrance. It wasn't until 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗜𝗘𝗗 joined our group that we found the proper castle entrance. Of course the first thing I did was fall off the legend die. Again. I sure do a lot of that, don't I? We managed to get a stable foothold outside of the castle thanks to a guildie named 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗜𝗘𝗗 who was running into the castle and grabbing mobs for us. I should mention that it was on this day, the third video was set to come out. On this day 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗, who is a member of Freya's Chariot, posted my second video not only in his guild's Discord, but my guild's Discord. I'm really grateful to 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗 for doing this, because I kind of got over my fear of posting videos in my guild's Discord after seeing their reactions. Combined with the release of the third video, a chain reaction of sorts was set to go off. 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗 came out to Mistmoore to buff our group, which was greatly appreciated. 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗 on the other hand got quite defensive when 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗 came. 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗 said to 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗, "These are my babies, you can't have them." That deeply touched Kaz. Not long after 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗 came I got a message from Henrietta saying, "Hello, I enjoyed your videos. You mind if I come and throw you a few buffs?" Of course I'm never one to decline any assistance. Meanwhile 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗 was telling me about my epic quest, which was a massive help. I'm afraid to say I wasn't much use to my party this day. It's not because I was playing like shit either. You see, I cannot multitask. My mind can only focus on one task at a time. I was getting tells in game, I was getting tells on Discord. I was trying to play a shaman at a competent level, but I was failing long before. You could say in this moment, I was slightly overwhelmed by the outpouring of support, by the people coming to help me out. It didn't end there. Henrietta came by, buffed us and stole 𝗖𝗥𝗥𝗏𝗏𝗏 job. Kaz told me my fame was paying off. He said be the guy we never mention when you reach the peak of popularity. I told Kaz I think I am peaking. Then Kaz threw back at me, "No, your peak will be when they rename the game after you." You see, I don't think 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗏𝗏𝗏 is a viewer of my videos. When I misspelled in group chat, Project Ilias, my face turned a bright crimson red. You see, I try to be humble. I don't go around saying shit like "don't you know who I am?" So that misspell was super embarrassing to me. I am not lying when I say that after the recording for episode 4, Kaz made this. I asked him later how long it took him to make, he replied far too long. It's literally his desktop icon for Project 1999 Everquest. While carrying us through level 35, Henrietta whispered me and said I have a few things in my bags you can have. Henrietta handed me an Othmere fur cap, a phase spider carapace, a ring of frost spiders. Sadly I couldn't equip it. A 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗏𝗏𝗏 battle shield. These items seem pretty good, I wonder how much they are worth. Holy shit, Batman. Jesus Christ. That's expensive. Holy shit. Damn boy, that's thick boy. Really though, thank you Henrietta. As of writing this I am still using these items. Henrietta pulled a crazy amount of mobs out of Mistmoore for nearly 2 hours, pulling both Kaz and I out of our rut. When Henrietta had to go, we were nearly level 36. As we slowly finished off our level, a monk named 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 joined us. We didn't group with him for long, as we hit level 36. We were finally out of our hell level, both a hell level in the literal and metaphorical sense, as it was hell to recover from those 17 days of not playing the game. Kaz and I did not play the entire weekend, as we both had things to do. It was probably the best thing to do, because the third video was doing extremely well. That Monday morning the first thing I did was get us killed again with my sheer incompetence because I didn't root the fucking mob in time. A rogue named 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 joined us. Oh look at that, I got Kaz killed again because I failed to root the fucking mob for a second time. Don't mind me looking back, I feel nothing but anger and embarrassment when seeing how fucking incompetent I was. Thankfully 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 also has a cleric named 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 because I can't play this game or my class and I need people to correct my mistakes. 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 got a hold of me. We spoke on Discord during the weekend, he provided me with some tips, clearly nothing he said had sunk in at this point. I told 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 I was in Mistmoore, he was bringing me something called a clicky, I believe. 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 explained it to me like this. Every cast you get a half a second global cooldown. Some spells have a longer cooldown. You can cheat the longer cooldown spell by placing it as your first spell slot, and click an instant click item right after you finish casting. This should immediately refresh your cooldown. It seems that this went in one ear and out the other. Which is why I'm glad I copy-pasted the conversation for future reference, as I have not done this properly yet. When Torpy arrived he gave me a spyglass. He actually bought a phase spider carapace, but Henrietta beat him to it. Torpy also gave me a blood wolf harness. Torpy was a wellspring of advice during his short stay with us. Frankly, the advice he gave me got me back up on my feet and playing at a competent level when he pointed out all of the things I should be doing. Torpy is like my mutant Roshi, or Master Roshi for you dub watchers. That is if you've even seen the original Dragon Ball or read the manga. Since he's a guildmate, I'm sure I'll be relying on him heavily for advice when it comes time to raid. Things were going quite well, until Kaz went AFK. I was trying to get Can't Hide to kill the mob that just popped before it had a chance to become an issue. However, before he could act, its twin sister popped in right beside it. Well, surely we'll be alright if we just stay here in the corner, right? Shit, I think both Can't Hide and Kaz are AFK. I guess I'll just handle this on my own. Fuck, my dog aggroed the two at the bridge. Are you fucking kidding me? They were standing there doing both jack and shit, and all of a sudden my dog looks like a tasty fucking snack? Oh good, Can't Hide is back. Surely we can recover from these shitty circumstances? Can't Hide was smacking the mob that was attacking Kaz. I think we have this under control. Oh yeah, this is not good. Can't Hide has low health and I am nearly out of mana. Well, surely nothing else will go wrong, right? Fuck me sideways, what's Blistig doing here? I nearly asked him for help, but when I realized who he was I just greeted him. Oh god, oh fuck, what did I do? Please Lizard Daddy, my butthole is an untainted fountain of youth, don't stick your 10-foot banhammer up it. I'm a proud member of the Good Boy Club, we sell cookies and help the elderly. It's that lizard Casthos that's been a bad influence on me. He's been trying to turn me to the dark side and often offers me his filthy 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗. Please have mercy on my pitiful soul. Oh yeah, we died. There was no way to get out of that situation without Kaz, even then I don't think I had the mana anyway. Oh well, you win some, you lose some. I zoned into the instance. 𝗥𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗏 was waiting just outside as he planned on joining our group. Meanwhile, Blistig moved from the castle entrance to the entrance of Mistmoore. More paranoid thoughts flowed through my head. However, I didn't want to be rude, so I greeted Blistig and waited patiently for whatever judgment he had for me. Kaz called him Papa. I guess that's an 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗏 thing. Right? After fishing up my corpse, I managed to scrounge up the courage to ask him what brought him to our neighborhood. We all gathered in front of Blistig. I couldn't help but notice you guys lack cool illusions. My butt sucked up the turtle that had been poking ever since he got here. Phew, huge relief. While Kaz was sucking up to his lizard daddy, Blistig was transforming us. 𝗥𝗥𝗥𝗏𝗏 became a unicorn, I became a scarecrow. I think. Kaz objected to the illusions he was receiving. You see, hidden deep within myself is both a smartass and a massive shit disturber. I told Blistig that it would make Kaz really happy if he were an ogre. If you don't know Kaz, he fucking hates ogres. Casthos, a confirmed 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗏𝗏 lover, is secretly an ogre lover. While in the past he's told me that he hates ogres, it seems he was just trying to conceal his embarrassing and overwhelming love for them. Well, here it is, concrete proof that Kaz is a closet ogre lover. Look at that, he even has an ogre body pillow. I bet he makes sweet, gentle love to it every night. More about this ogre conspiracy at 12. Ah ha 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 ha, oh my god, that was just far too tempting. Look at how small he is. He's so angry. You know, if I were to ever produce merch for this channel, it would be a mini ogre named Casthos. Oh, he's sad now. Oh, now he's big again. Honestly, it would have been great to enjoy Kaz's suffering for a while longer, but Blistig is both a gentleman and a saint, and can't stand to see his own kind suffering. No matter how hilarious it is. Instead, he made him this floating ghost lizard thing. It was a nice distraction while we waited for Can't Hide to get a ride back to Mistmoore, as he wasn't bound here. Once Can't Hide returned, he got on his cleric Can't Heal and revived us. But sadly, it would just be the three of us as Can't Hide had to go. Not going to lie, with the illusions, the steep ramp up the castle was somewhat intimidating. Kaz couldn't pull properly from the castle since he was too big. If only he kept his mini ogre form. We were doing quite well. 𝗥𝗥𝗥𝗏𝗏 was pumping out mana regen. You add the canny dance onto that and it makes for some sweet mana regeneration. However, Kaz pulled too many. We panicked and both Kaz and 𝗥𝗥𝗥𝗏𝗏 died. I narrowly escaped. Dying was starting to become a running theme in this place. 𝗥𝗥𝗥𝗏𝗏𝗏 had to bounce. An enchanter named 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗥𝗏𝗏 joined us for a while. While climbing up the ramp, Kaz got yeeted off the edge and naturally died. Again. For the second time within a few minutes. I was tired of us dying, so I proposed an alternate leveling spot. Mistmoore was not working out for us. You see, from the start I've been eyeing pirates out in Firiona Vie. The Zem might not be good, but even a guildmate suggested it. So the plan was to get a port to Emerald Jungle and go to Firiona Vie. I was surprised when we got ported though. He ported us to the Dreadlands claiming wizards don't have ports to Emerald Jungle. Sloof must be some special kind of wizard because he's ported me there 500,000 fucking times. Oh well, this is closer actually. I'll take it. I casted invisibility, and we made way through the Dreadlands all the way to Firiona Vie. I bound Kaz in the water, and then I bound myself. It was time to kill some pirates. Right? Right? Wrong. While we do kill some pirates, my shitty sense of direction got us completely sidetracked because apparently I can tell the difference between east and west. I told you. I told everyone I have a shit sense of direction. No one ever believes me until shit like this happens. Every fucking time you let me navigate it goes to the fucking shitter. You see, we ended up out in front of the docks. We killed a few pirates, but mostly these annoying spiders that cast spells and dispel your buffs. I also died again. Figured the guards would take this pirate off my hands, but nope, they couldn't give a flying fuck. We decided to pull from the long-ass docks slightly northwest from the city. It was during this time a player named Milky Way sent me a tell, asking where I was leveling. Milky also asked if I had one piece of gear I wanted to replace. What would it be? I replied either my cloak or mantle. Milky replied to me, say no more. After roughly a half hour passed, Milky Way arrived along with Papier. Both of them belonged to SEAL Team, which is a pretty high-end guild from what I know. When Milky Way asked me what the red ring I had equipped was, I linked it in party like the mis-telling buffoon I am. Milky showered me with a ton of items. The dire wolf hide cloak, the diamond earring, idol of the Underking, gauntlets of iron tactics, 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗜𝗘𝗗 mantle, band of eternal flame, bone arm plates and a dented brass mask. While I was trying to figure out what was what, Papier asked what mobs were good for us. Milky Way also traded me golden amber earrings and 500 plat. After that, Milky Way and Papier helped us get to level 37. Papier would pull and kill a spider to near death. He would then feign death and then we finished it up. With Milky Way's help we had a veritable assembly line of death going on. Once we hit 37 we logged off for the day, as we decided that one level a day is enough for now. Thank you very much Milky Way and Papier for the gear, and for power leveling us. The next day we logged in and continued grinding at the wrong place for an hour and a half. The experience, to be frank, was shit. Kaz asked where the pirates were at, since that's what we came to Firiona Vie to kill, not some stupid fucking spiders. So I went on a scouting mission to find out where the pirates spawned. They were northeast, just like the guide said. We were camping in the northwest. You all know that story, but I was feeling really fucking stupid in that moment. I casted invisibility on Kaz and we made our way to the northeast of the city. The pirates, to be frank, are a perfect leveling spot for people level 35 to 40. They don't cast. They are weak as fuck and give a decent chunk of experience. There are also 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗘𝗗, but they hit like drugs and have a high hit point pool. Let me tell you, we were as smooth as butter here. Finally finding a place that wasn't shit for us, we played at peak efficiency. Both Kaz and I hit level 38. We were both proud that we went an entire day without dying. That's not something we should be proud of. When you are a solo player, going through a rut can be rough. However, if you are in a duo or a trio, you are going through that rut with your friends, that is oddly comforting. Now that Kaz and I were completely out of our rut, we had one simple goal in mind, hitting level 40. Today, however, our plans would be slightly altered. A half hour into grinding that morning, a saint named 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗜𝗘𝗗 sent me a tell. 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗜𝗘𝗗 asked where Kaz and I were leveling today. I replied we were killing pirates in Firiona Vie. 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗜𝗘𝗗 replied, see you soon. You see, a short time passed since the release of my latest video. However, it had been a while since I recorded that footage. So when 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗜𝗘𝗗 from the guild Pay It Forward came by, I felt somewhat guilty when 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗜𝗘𝗗 remarked, you seem better geared than your videos led me to believe. 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗜𝗘𝗗 proceeded to unload a mountain of gear onto me. Some of it I'm still keeping in my bank for a kilf. Thank you 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗜𝗘𝗗 for the generous donation of gear. It has served me quite well. 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗥𝗜𝗘𝗗 told Kaz that if he could get a shadowed rapier and 3,500 gold, that she would do the rest and help Kaz get his Journeyman boots, also known as J boots. Not wanting to pass up on a golden opportunity such as this, we both made way to Emerald Jungle and got a port to Lavastorm Mountains. In order to get a shadowed rapier we had to kill shadowed men until we got the drop. Let me say this, fuck these shadowed men. You can't pull just one of them, no, when you pull one you get 2 to 8 mobs. These mobs were lower level. But among them were casters that healed. Kaz would pull, and I would do my best to root all of the mobs. However, this did not stop the casters from casting their fucking heals. We just barely got the weapon we were looking for. Kaz died trying to reach Sanctuary. I managed to escape with my life. Since he had what he was looking for, I ported back to Firiona Vie while Kaz and Lily Yao worked on getting those J boots. When Kaz returned, he had his new fancy boots. We were ready to finish off the day. While we were grinding, we discussed the fact that neither of us had surnames as of yet. I told Kaz that I couldn't think of a good surname, so I was thinking of just staying as Adilius for now. Kaz told me his main goal in Project 1999 Green was to be a part of the Sleeper fight. If he could, he would make his surname Sleeper Slayer. I wondered, what the fuck is the Sleeper? You see, I am a noob in every sense of the word. I don't really know about the lore. Kaz told me the Sleeper was the biggest and baddest boss in Project 1999 Everquest. That he's the end of Norath. The Sleeper is guarded by dragons. However, once the Sleeper wakes up, those dragons will no longer spawn, so there will be no more loot from them. Once he awakens he will wander around Norath killing everything. Well fuck, I'm sold, I thought. We continued to chat about the Sleeper, until the creepiest coincidence happened. This legitimately fucked with my mind. Milky Way messaged me on his alt Silky Way saying the following. Sleeper wakes tonight, come to Sky Shrine around 8:45 to see the chaos if you like. I know it's a super long travel, but it's worth it. On the day I learn about the Sleeper, I get a message from a subscriber about the Sleeper. The first thing my paranoid mind thought was, is this party chat secure? Is someone listening in? Seriously, what the fuck is going on? But no, it was just a massive coincidence. Still though, it was a huge disappointment that the day I found out about the Sleeper, was the day it was going to wake up. Honestly, learning that I would have to wait until Green version 2 to complete all of the content is slightly demoralizing. However, it makes me excited for Green version 2, whenever that will be, if that will even be a thing. You can bet your ass that I'll be there. While my day ended in disappointment, we managed to hit level 39. We were focused. Primal gods on the cusp of greatness, we just needed to push a little further. That's exactly what we did the very next day. Well, actually, one of us was a little more eager than the other. When I logged in the next day, Kaz was already level 40. He heard about a good repeatable quest for someone his level and went ham while I was resting the day before. I didn't mind at all, as he wasn't going to leave his friend behind in the dust. On that final day Zuko got a hold of me and said he wasn't mad at Kilf anymore, which to be honest warmed my heart a little. Instead of fighting each other, we should be fighting against the common enemy, the experience bar. Speaking of experience bars, mine was half full. Unlike school days, I wasn't going to leave this half finished. Seriously, fuck that anime. Anyone who gave it a 10 out of 10 doesn't belong here. You know who you are.
I gave school days a 10 out of 10. What you going do about it, bitch?
What, you actually like that dumpster fire?
It's a modern masterpiece and my favorite anime.
You may look like me, but clearly you have trash taste. Back to my subconscious with you.
No. You can't do this. I have a valid opinion, don't suppress me.
Shush now. No one cares what you think. Ah well, excuse that weirdness. With laser focus and precision, Kaz and I murdered pirates one by one until finally, I hit level 40. Hitting level 40 was quite satisfying, to be honest. I've reached a major milestone in my Project 1999 career. It's hard to believe I only started playing back in February. In that time I've made a channel that I'm rather proud of, and a bustling community. I have worked, practically without any breaks, to bring you these videos. This has been a passion project since day one. I should also mention I've reached a massive goal of mine. I unlocked my community tab. My very first poll was about how long you want these videos to be. There were a handful of people who complained about the length of the previous video. The majority want videos to be long, however. So the next video is going to be epic. I'll warn you now, you might not see it for a while. As of writing this, I have not even come close to finishing recording for it. So for episode 5, I'm going to give a rough estimate of July. In the next video I will detail my journey from level 40, all the way to level 50. I expect it to be my longest video by a large margin. However, in order to satisfy those who want shorter videos, I have come to a compromise. A week after episode 5 goes live on my channel, I am going to upload episode 5 into smaller segments every week. This way those who want the full-on epic experience of my longest video, can enjoy it the way they desire. Meanwhile those who want smaller videos, will get bite-sized 30-minute pieces every week for a few weeks. I hope you all find this satisfactory. I would like to thank you all for watching this video. Please subscribe and join my Discord community, as it is bustling with new players looking for a group. Until next time.